Turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shade walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let get back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's too. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome to, I got daily news reaction up here. You guys, I got the wrong banner up here. Okay, hold on. Let me change that. Here it is right here. Welcome to Shay's Tube Late Night House Talk Time. And thank you guys so much for being here. Don't be asking me why I'm whispering, because you know it's late. It's late. It's late. It's late. And I still wanted to get this live up because we do have some breaking news regarding Nancy Guthrie. Okay, I had to make sure I say her name correctly. So we are going to go over that tonight. We're going to go over that timeline again because some other information they didn't have in this other timeline that I did last night. So I want to do this other one. Okay, so y'all can get even more details about her kidnapping. All right, before we start off though, let me go ahead and do that copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area, and part of it is scrolling across that screen right there. Guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and hype this video up for me. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app, donation at $Shades2, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Hey, Tony Vance, what's going on? Jermaine, what's going on? Thank you guys so much for being here. And everybody in the bushes and everyone who watched this in the replay. So y'all, go get yourself a drink, a relaxing seat bed or whatever if you are at work. If you are at work, continue to do your job or watch or listen to me on the download. And we are getting ready to get started with this live. Okay, let's see here. Let's turn this music on real quick. Actually, I want to play this. No, this one. Okay. Oh yeah, let me fix all this. Okay, let me change my banner and everything real quick. And hopefully I still got her up here from last night. Yeah, I do, thank gosh. Okay. So anyway, let me go ahead and go over this timeline again because after I got off this live last night, I was talking to Jermaine about this case right here. And honestly, you guys, this is one of the strangest cases I have ever seen. Okay. I still think that it's someone that they know. I really do. Or someone who's definitely been at that house, maybe someone who did some work for her or some type of maintenance or something like that, because there's no way a stranger would know certain things about her. Okay, so I definitely don't believe it's just a random person. They definitely had to be watching her, knowing what she does throughout the day, the night, what time she goes to bed, all of that stuff. So either I believe either it was someone who did some work for her, came to her house for whatever purpose, or someone she knows, even a friend, anybody, because they definitely have to know. They definitely knew certain information in order to make this successful, this kidnapping successful. You have to know about her pacemaker, that she had one, what time she probably go to bed, her routine, what she normally does on certain days, because they have to pinpoint what would be the best day to do this. Okay. They had to know about the cameras, the camera outside, the cameras in her house, not having a subscription. Okay, they had to know all of that. And the only way a person would know if you have a subscription or not, if the cameras are recording and keeping the recordings, is if that person knows you somehow. So anyway, let's go ahead and go over this timeline first, and then I'll give you guys updated information, and then watch this little video from TMZ. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what I did. Let me get the information, you guys. Hold on for 1 second. I hope I got one. It's not on my other phone. I think I put it on my other phone. Let me check, make sure. Let's see. No, I got it on this one right here. So this is another timeline of her kidnapping, okay? Because like I said yesterday, the one I was reading, it did not have some of this information. So let me just go over what we was talking about last night, because I'm trying to understand exactly, what happened. So on January the 31st, okay, on the 31st, at around 5:32 p.m., Nancy took an Uber to her daughter's home for dinner. Okay. Now, investigators did speak to the Uber driver. Then at 9:48 p.m., Nancy was dropped off at home by her family. They said the garage door opened at about 9:48 p.m. and then it closed 2 minutes later at 9:50 p.m. Then on Sunday, February the 1st, investigators believe that Nancy was kidnapped in her sleep. Okay, now yesterday we was like speculating that she could have been asleep. I said she might have been in the bed. Okay, and then since they said there was no forced entry, I'm like, okay, well maybe when the alarm thing went off and said that her alarm was dismantled or whatever the case is, it was disconnected. When her notification went out, maybe she got up and looked out the window or something, or went downstairs or whatever and went to the door. I don't know. Or maybe someone knocked at the door. Who knows? But no, they're saying right here in this timeline that she was asleep and that she was kidnapped while she was sleeping. So that means that the person came through the door, went up to her bedroom, and how would he know where her bedroom is? Because that person wasn't in that house that long. Okay, and the house wasn't that small, 3,800 square feet. Okay, my house right here is 30, and that house looked like it's bigger than 3,800. This house right here is, no, this house is not 30. What is this? It's 3,200 square feet. So if our house is 3,800 square feet, I believe it's bigger than that. But even with that being said, the house is still big. Okay, so there's no way if he didn't. There's no way he could be searching through each room to see where she was at. Okay, and be out of there that quick. Okay, so I believe that whoever took her knew exactly where she sleeps at because they've been to the house before. Okay, and she was asleep, so they went in her bedroom and got her. Now, and that was then they said at 1:47, her camera, the doorbell camera was disconnected. And then at 2:12, so what is that? 47, 207, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 15 minutes later. 15 minutes later, the camera software detected a person on camera, but no video is available. And the reason why no video is available is because they had no subscription. And so what happens that the camera, when it records, it just records over. Okay. They said it loops right and covers up. Now they did say she had multiple cameras in her home. And the thing that I'm tripping out about is they are wealthy. Okay, she's wealthy. Why wouldn't you have your cameras with a subscription so it can record and keep that recorded? And then whomever took her, they had to know that she had no subscriptions on any of her cameras. He knew that the recording would be recorded over, okay? So when he went in that room and grabbed her, what's up with the blood? What did he do? Did he hit her? Did she scratch him and some blood? I don't know. I mean, if you scratch someone, you wouldn't be bleeding that much unless you use some type of, nail file or something like that. So where did this blood come from? Did they say that blood was Nancy's? So at 2:28, you guys, her pacemaker app is disconnected from her phone. So from 2:12 to 2:28, there must have been some type of struggle when she woke up, when he woke her up out of her sleep and proceeded to make her go out the house or whatever the case is. So there must have been some type of struggle there. And also he had to know too, that's another reason why I know this person knows her or know about certain things regarding her, okay? Because how would he know that she has a pacemaker on and it was connected to her phone? So you said it was her blood. So what happened, I wonder, to make her bleed? What did he do to her to make her bleed? Was it a lot of blood or just a little blood? And then also when he was outside at that door and he was looking around, like on the ground, the doorway ground, what was he looking for? Was he looking for a key underneath the mat or what? Because people do leave keys under the mat and flower pots, especially when you live in a nice neighborhood, you don't think, people would break in or anything else. Yeah. I know when I moved in my other house, that's what we did. We left the key. They left the key for me at the house underneath the mat. Okay. And when I moved out, I did the same thing. So maybe he was looking for a key. That's Jermaine, that's what Jermaine think. He was looking for a key or something. Because I was wondering, what is he looking for on the ground? And then I thought I saw like a flashlight. Then I don't know for sure. Now, hours later, at 11:56 a.m., relatives responded to Nancy's home and discovered she was missing. And then at 12:03, they called 911. So since that time, they have had many ransom notes come. Okay, they've been sending them to TMZ. I don't know who else they were sending these ransom notes to, but that's kind of weird. Okay, that's kind of weird. And they were demanding money via Bitcoin. Okay, and I guess because that can't be traced. Now I'm going to fast forward because I'm not going to go through this whole timeline. I just wanted to go through the parts where they, did state that she was asleep. Okay. And another part that I just mentioned. So yeah, they got this little picture. Let me see. I got this other picture right here, so I'm looking at it. So yeah, he was probably looking for a key underneath that rug. But he was looking when we were watching that video last night. It looks like he was looking all around that doorway, which is weird. What was he looking for? And then he got gloves and all this other stuff. Yeah, this is all definitely he'd been there before. He knew where everything was. It was all detailed, he knew what he was doing. Simple as that, you can tell looking at the videos and stuff. And there, it looks like there is a car back there. Let me see. People say that's the car's headlights, but I can't tell for sure because it looks like it's up higher. I don't know for sure. But I'm pretty sure he probably was in a car because that's the way that he kidnapped her. I'm sure of that. So I'm wondering if you hit that woman with that GUN, and that's why there was blood there on the porch. And was blood found in the house too? So they did say this man looked around 5'9" to 5 feet 10 inches tall. And he has an average build. Okay. And they do think this is a man. Because, like yesterday when I was talking about this, people in the comment section was like, that looks like a woman. And, I kept on looking at the picture. I was like, no, this couldn't be a woman because he does not look like a woman. His body frame just does not look like a woman. He does not look like he's that old either because his eyes, just like Jermaine said, they don't, he has young eyes, okay? You don't see no crow's feet or anything like that by his eyes or anything. And then the dude that they detained close to Nancy's house, that dude had 2 backpacks on too, and he kind of resembles that dude. The thing about it, though, what the hell is up with these backpacks? Because even the kidnapper had a backpack for what? What's in that backpack? And what was that dude doing at that other house when he was trying to get through that gate? What was he doing? And then he had 2 backpacks on, but a different jacket. But he kind of resembled, his body frame and all that resembles the dude who was at Nancy's house who they suspect of kidnapping her. Now they did find those gloves they found alongside the roadside bush or brush about 2 miles from Nancy's home. Anyway, they did say the glove appears to match the kind of gloves that was worn by the suspect caught on her doorbell camera. So the gloves they found I thought they said that DNA from those gloves didn't match anyone's DNA in the database they have, if I'm not mistaken. So here it is right here. Let's see. Yeah, the National DNA Database. They said they collected 16 gloves in various areas near the house. Now, they said some of those gloves were thrown away by investigators searching the area. Hmm. And so they couldn't find any matches or anything. And then they cleared the entire family. So clearly, if they cleared the entire family, everybody must have had alibis and it checked out. That's what I'm assuming. But does that really say that they don't suspect the family or any of the family members? Hmm. Okay. So what do you think, Jermaine? I'm just trying to figure out what exactly, you know, what happened, who did this. And why would you kidnap a 80 something year old woman? And then they says her medication. So was her medication left at the house? That's the reason why. That's how they know that she does not have her medications. And who's to say though that this person who kidnapped her didn't get the same medication for her to take while he has her? Because we don't know who he is. I definitely think it's someone close or maybe a family member or someone who did some work at her house or someone she might know, a friend. They definitely know a lot. So let's see here. Let's go to TMZ now and see what they're saying, what information they have found today. They did say this though first. Let me just go over this real quick. I forgot. Let me get it, y'all. Let me get it, y'all. Let's see. What did I do with it? Oh, no, I can find the information version. It's probably on my phone. But yeah, this case is very, very strange. Hold on, let me look at it over here. Very strange case indeed. But I still say, I believe that this person knows her. So let's see. So today they claim, not claim, but they said that the FBI reached out to authorities in Mexico. And they also said TMZ received a new ransom note. And that video that I'm going to show you in a minute, they're talking about it in more detail. Okay. So they said the FBI has contacted Mexican federal law enforcement to spread the word to various police agencies. And they said that they were told so far there have been no solid leads. Now, they did say the FBI, they said a source, TMZ said their sources say the FBI believes it's possible Nancy was taken across the border, but it is unlikely to happen directly after the kidnapping. Now, authorities did check Border Patrol cameras and other electronic devices, and they came up dry. So they said, that said, our sources say it's possible Nancy could have been taken across the border at some other time. Of course, there are ways to evade authorities when crossing the border. Now, they did get another ransom note. Okay. They said this one is highly sophisticated demand involving a cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin. The email demands a dollar amount similar to the $6 million ransom demand. And that demand came days after Nancy was kidnapped. Now, this email graphically describes the consequences if the ransom is not paid. So, in this new ransom demand, the email includes a crypto account number different from the original. And they did say they forwarded the email to the FBI and they will not be more specific. Now, they said one thing the FBI wants to make clear: anyone who tries to scam the Guthrie family by making fake ransom demands is playing with fire, because, as one source puts it, they will go to federal prison for a long, long time. And they said, based on what we know, this is not a hollow promise. Now, a few other items. Law enforcement sources say they did not get any leads from the GUN stores the FBI contacted. They said the FBI created a list of people who purchased the type of holster the kidnapper was wearing and presented that to various GUN store owners in the Tucson area, asking if anyone with those names purchased a weapon in the last year. No luck. And that's according to TMZ. They said we also told there's an FBI team working with Walmart and other retailers to find out who may have purchased some of the items the kidnapper was wearing. Again, they may do not have any breakthroughs. As one law enforcement source told TMZ, we are shaking the trees to crack the case. This is crazy how they cannot find out anything, basically. Anything. Goodness. Let's see. Somebody said this is beyond sad. What's even more sad is we lost in a time where technology covers almost every inch of space, and not one thing was caught on camera or any other tech. I'm afraid she's long gone. The thing about it, the camera did catch the images, okay? However, since she did not have a subscription, it does not keep those recordings. It just takes right back over it, okay? That's why you need to pay your subscription, and then you'll have the footage. So let's see here. I'm just trying to see what else they're saying. Hold on, y'all. These people are talking about something totally different in this comment section. Somebody says, since no proof of life has been given and no ransom has been paid, there's a good possibility. That means there are only two possibilities. She's probably already unalive, and that's why no proof of life can or has been given. Or number two, with all this publicity, the kidnappers know they risk being caught if they try to collect the ransom or to exchange her. So that means if she's not already unalive, they are either going to unalive her or release her alive and then call it a day and be thankful they got away with their freedom. A lot of people think she's already unalive. I don't know for sure. I just don't know. Since they were, I don't know if those all of those ransom notes, if they were hoax or not. But just say if some of them were real, right, and nobody did the ransom request, you know, they could have done something. But if this ransom note that TMZ just got today is real, and that means that she may still be alive. Someone said, I sure don't think she's alive. If she is, then this whole ordeal hasn't caused her to have a stroke or heart attack. Then I'm going to assume someone she knows is on it and she's not scared. Honestly, you just never know, you guys, okay? Point blank, you just never know. I was thinking something similar. What if she knows the person who has it and he's telling her he's not going to unalive her? He just want, you know, her family to pay the ransom. Hmm. Somebody said they think that TMZ is sending themselves the emails. I don't know about that. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this video. I don't know for sure. If that ransom note is real, though, you would think that she still is alive because, you know, in order to get the Bitcoin or whatever they're asking for, they're going to have to show that she's alive. Okay, so I don't think she is unalive. I just really don't. Because if that ransom note is real, if that ransom note is fake, it's a possibility that she may not be, you know, alive. But if they're looking for money, why would they unalive her unless she passed on because she doesn't have her medications? Okay, let me go over here and show this music so I can show this video. Hold on. I know they're going to repeat the same thing I just said, but it'll be clear with them.
That we got on Tuesday after Nancy's abduction. So can't tell if it's the same person behind this or if this is an all new person or if it's just a hoax, but the demand is slightly different. The money is about the same. It's still roughly $6 million, but not in Bitcoin, in a different cryptocurrency. And then it is this very elaborate demand that involves the media, directly involves the media. And in fact, it sort of puts the media reporting on this case as a trigger into their payment. It is a very bizarre and complex caper that they've sort of created here.
Okay, so that was quick. Hold on. A lot of people talking.
This one seems different from the ones you've received before.
Let me see this.
It is different in that the crypto account that is attached is not the same as the one from the original alleged ransom note that we got on Tuesday after Nancy's abduction. So can't tell if it's the same person behind this or if this is an all new person or if it's just a hoax, but the demand is slightly different. The money is about the same. It's still roughly $6 million, but not in Bitcoin, in a different cryptocurrency. And then it is this very elaborate demand that involves the media, directly involves the media. And in fact, it sort of puts the media reporting on this case as a trigger into their payment. It is a very bizarre and complex caper that they've sort of created here.
Okay. So that ransom note, maybe they just changed the account number. Okay. Or it could be someone else playing tricks. We just don't know. And so I guess they can find out. I don't know how they could find out if this note is not real, but I mean, anything is possible. You said the only motive you can see is money. That's all I see. Okay, because they're asking for money. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Oh, that's where they saw the ring. Let's look at
The
this.
possible new clue in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. When you blow up the image of the suspect caught on Nancy's surveillance camera, look closely at what's under that glove. They're now trying to figure out, is that a pinky ring? Jim Murray has more from Tucson.
Is the suspect in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping wearing a pinky ring? Look, the outline of what appears to be a signet ring or perhaps a class ring is visible beneath the glove.
There's a very circular indentation in the glove.
I think it's very possible there's a ring underneath. And to me, the reason that can be significant is after somebody is arrested, they will be looking for that ring.
FBI agents are canvassing gun shops in the Tucson area with as many as 24 names and photos of potential suspects, looking for someone who bought the gun seen in the surveillance video at Nancy's front door. Detectives continue to search Walmart sales records for whoever bought the backpack the suspect is wearing.
What is he looking for on the ground right there? Did y'all see how he's walking? What is he looking for on that ground? I don't see nobody talking about that. Hold on.
At Nancy's front door. Detectives continue to search Walmart sales records for whoever bought the backpack the suspect is wearing.
Even if they paid cash,
He's looking for something out there. And I don't even think it's a key because he's looking all around. He's looking beyond the door, all of that. So what is he looking for?
have that person's image on the cameras.
But going through the sheer volume of backpacks sold is a Herculean task.
I think there's some 6,000 backpacks just going back 20, 30 days of that backpack that was sold in the state of Arizona.
Meanwhile, DNA samples found at Nancy Guthrie's home and a discarded glove are being run through commercial databases in the hopes.
Oh man, hold on. Let me. I don't know why this thing always does that. Wait a minute.
The possible new clue in the Nancy Guthrie.
Seymour is a pioneer in the use of genetic genealogy in solving crimes.
I suspect the longest it will take is weeks. And whoever this person is who took Nancy and left their DNA behind at the crime scene, they better be concerned because they will be identified through investigative genetic genealogy. It really is just a matter of time.
In an eerie coincidence, Savannah Guthrie wrote about a kidnapping game that she and her family members used to play as children when they lived in Tucson. The Today Show co-host recalled the game in her best-selling memoir, Mostly What God Does.
Once a year in the summertime, Cousin Terry orchestrated a kidnapping of my sister and me. We would all pile into her rickety station wagon and head north, somewhere between Phoenix and Tucson. Terry would make a pit stop and let Annie and me call home at a payphone. Mom, Cousin Terry kidnapped us to take us to her house. My mother would feign shock, protest how terribly she would miss us, then assure us she'd drive up to retrieve us in a few days.
Savannah's Today Show colleagues wore yellow ribbons and decorated the set with yellow roses, symbols of hope.
We send our love to Savannah and her family.
Today reports the FBI has reached out to authorities in Mexico to determine if Nancy Guthrie was taken south of the border. Possible new clue in the Nancy.
So now they saw that, they think that's a ring right there. Somebody said, look at Jason Mendelson. The one in Tucson, or however you say that, Tucson. It says the neighbors. But why would he, I mean, these people just naming everybody. What motive would he have to be doing this kidnapping? It looks like everybody in that area probably has a little money. So, I mean, I don't know. So who is this right here? Hold on, let's see this right quick. So this is Jason right here, but you can't see his eyes. Remember, I was trying to show you guys this yesterday. You can't really see his eyes or anything underneath these glasses. I can see him a little bit, but I can't really tell anything from this. And look at his build. Hold on. I can't tell anything on here. But he does have one, but he does have on this ring right here. Let's look at it. He does have on that ring. A ring on his finger. So a lot of people suspect him, but I wish they could get a picture of him without those glasses on. That's tripped out. So what you think, Jermaine, about that? Okay, let's take this over here. That is crazy. So let's look at this right here.
Tonight, the Pima County Sheriff tells CBS News that investigators have not ruled out an accomplice who may have entered Nancy Guthrie's home.
I told you, they said that in that other video that we showed last night. They said that there was another person, and they claim it was 2 or 3 people. I only saw another person, just another person. That's it. So now they're thinking that there was somebody who helped them. And us again, why aren't they talking about what he was looking for on that ground? He was all outside of the door when he was looking on the ground. And it looked like somebody was standing over there in the other area.
This, as Sheriff Chris Nano says, the doorbell video of the masked male suspect seen outside Guthrie's front door is the only video they've been able to recover so far from multiple cameras at her home. Authorities also called tonight, the Pima County Sheriff tells CBS News that investigators have not ruled out an accomplice.
Yeah, he does look slimmer, but they did say that the person in the camera could possibly have on layers of clothing.
Nancy Guthrie's home. This, as Sheriff Chris Nano says, the doorbell video of the masked male suspect seen outside Guthrie's front door is the only video they've been able to recover so far from multiple cameras at her home. Authorities also called on neighbors to check their cameras, but nearly 3 weeks into this search, and not a single one appears to have captured anything suspicious. The FBI released this security video more than a week ago, and it remains the only concrete view of the suspect. DNA evidence recovered from the crime scene is still being analyzed, but has yet to yield results. The FBI has also visited multiple gun stores in Tucson based on this image. One shop owner says he was shown a list of names and photos.
Based on that video that I saw of the kidnapper, the facial hair that I saw on the video reminds me a lot of these photographs.
This, as 88 Crime has increased its reward to $102,500 for information leading to an arrest in Guthrie's disappearance. The FBI is also offering a separate reward of $100,000. Meanwhile, police have deployed signal sniffer technology, hoping to pick up pings from Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker.
These devices, what happens is they transmit every 2 to 3 minutes, and you're able to pick this specific signal up from hundreds of feet away up in the air and potentially locate Nancy.
And investigators tonight trying to work with the private sector to recover video from the home, but so far, not a single new frame has been discovered. Meanwhile, the FBI calling on the public for help. Anyone with information is asked to call those numbers there on the screen, Tony.
Yep, putting it up again tonight. Jonathan, thank you very much.
And then people are saying, what about traffic cameras? Okay, and all those neighbors, you need to tell me not one person seeing anything on their cameras. But I guess not, because those houses are kind of spaced apart, and then you got a lot of trees and greenery around, so it's probably hard for anybody to see anything. And plus, I believe this person knows her or know of her, and so clearly he knows where to be at so he won't be caught on other cameras. He knows all of this stuff, okay? And I believe he knows that she did not have any subscriptions, okay? Because he was in the house for a minute. Yeah, we already got that. Let's see. They may know more. Somebody said hopefully they know more than they are telling us. They may know, okay? Somebody said I would look into the sheriff. He seems suspect to me. Let me see. A lot of people think that. They said they think that Mark Kelly and the sheriff are involved. For what purpose, though? To get that money? Shit, that is tripped out, you guys. Okay, that's a trip. Let's see what else they got. I think that's it for the update. And all this is fake right here, so we're not going to show that. I don't know why people play these little games on social media like that. So again, I just, this is a hard case, you guys, like I said, but I definitely believe that it's someone that she definitely knows, whether they work at this other house, did some maintenance there, bought something there to her, or she knows them personally. I believe it is someone that she knows. There's no way a random person would know about her pacemaker. Okay, they would know where her bedroom is. And yes, he could have walked around the house and all that, but I think he would have been in there a little bit longer. If you look at how, everything they said that they believe happened, he was in the house a minute, but he wasn't in there that long. And also too, they said there was no forced entry. So how did he get into the house unless she did have a key under the mat? Also, what was he looking for? Because he wasn't looking for no key. What was he looking for out there? And is that a person in the other videos that I showed you guys yesterday? Because it definitely looked like a person. Some people said it was more than one person out there. I don't know for sure, but I definitely think it was at least one person helping him. You said, remember I said it looked like an ice ring. And what if Jermaine, what if that is true? Because that lady, that comment that I just read from that lady said that Mark Kelly and the sheriff are acting suspect. And they believe that they could be, they may know something or be involved, allegedly. So I don't know. But anything is possible, but what would be their motive, though? So I always ask, what would be their motive? So you guys let me know what y'all think about this case. I think that was all of the updates tonight. Is that everything, Jermaine, for that case? I'm gonna keep on informing you guys of any updates anyway about this case and stuff. My prayers are extending out to her family and to her, and hopefully she still is alive, and it would be almost better if it was somebody she knows and all they just want is money and they're not planning on doing anything to her to harm her, and maybe they got her medicine. Because let me see how do they know her medication was not taken? Did they say that Nancy Guthrie's medication was left at her house when she was kidnapped? Oh, this is a different one. My God. Let me write it up here. Let me write it in. Okay, let's check this to see, you guys. I don't see anything about that medication. Okay, I don't see anything on that. Let's check one more time. So did you see that in something, Jermaine, where it said that her medication was left? Let's see what they're saying right here. Same articles, let's see. So she went to her daughter's Anna's house, or Annie's house. And so her son-in-law is the one that took her home, Tommaso Cioni. They say he watched from his car as she walked to her garage and safely entered her house in the Catalina Foothills neighborhood in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. They do know she did not walk out of the house, so he definitely must have hit her. That's why she was bleeding. And then he probably carried her out that house. So I don't see anything about no medicine. Let's see. So did you see anything that said that they left her meds there? So her son-in-law dropped her off. What does he look like? What's his name again? Sonny? Let's see what his name is. Oh, Thomas. Let me see if I can look and see what he looks like. I don't see anything about that medicine. So who's to say? It could be somewhere. But who's to say the person didn't grab her medication? Especially if that person is not really intending on hurting her, or unaliving her. He could have got her medicine. And clearly, I know this person researched a pacemaker, and if it is still functioning, to keep the person alive. So if y'all think that person just did this and didn't research anything, wow. Because I think he probably did. Okay? I forgot what I said I was going to look up. Something I was going to look up. So that's what I think. Oh, this dude, here it is right here. Let me look at him up and see what he looks like. Let's put Nancy name up here. Let's see. Let me hurry because it's time for me to get off. So this is him right here. Look and see what he looks like. Oh no, he's old. We know good and damn well. Yeah. This is just a no. They had him they said 2 days ago, they were saying he was a prime suspect, I guess. Now he doesn't even look like the dude in the mask at all. Okay. He's bigger than that dude that they do in the mask. Plus, his eyes is not as young, and he does have a beard. So they did say they believe this person right here has a facial hair. But this man looks older in the face, around the eyes. The eyes are not the same. And this dude right here is bigger. his shoulders and everything is bigger. So that can't be him. It can't be. So he was cleared too. He was cleared as suspect. So let's see. He said, you drop off your 84-year-old mother to an empty house. I'm going to go in with her to check these. Me too. First and foremost, her alarm system, the cameras will be working. They would have a subscription. Also, I would have a regular alarm system in there, and those doors would probably be reinforced. And she would have somebody there with her all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because that person clearly had a key to come in there. There was no forced entry. So he clearly had a key to come in. And I want to know what was he looking for on that porch, because he's not looking for no damn key. He was all around the porch and everything. And then he was also outside on the grass, looking to in that area down there by, the entryway. So he was searching for something. And what that something is, I don't know. And I do believe there's another person, at least one other person, because it definitely looked like another person was in the background of that video. So, like I said, I'm going to keep you guys updated. We are getting ready to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for being here. My prayers are extended out to the Guthrie family, for Nancy. I think she still is alive. I mean, I want to think positive, so I think she's still alive. And hopefully she is found very soon. And hopefully the person did get her meds so she can still take them. We know the pacemaker is probably still working and everything. So maybe she is alive and they just want, the Bitcoin so they can, it won't be traced or anything. Okay. So anyway, guys, make sure you like this video if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit the bell notifications, share, and leave a comment. Okay. And thumbs up, like this video. And if you want to show additional support, you can do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation, $$ too, or you can copy yourself a membership. All right? All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night with another interesting topic. Hopefully we'll have some more updates on Nancy Guthrie. Maybe something really big to break through and we can figure out what happened to her and we can get her back. Okay? All right. So anyway, sweet dreams and have a happy and blessed Thursday. And again, thank you guys. Peace out. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Tony. Thanks to everybody with bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. All right, let me take these down.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with shade. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. Shay's too. She back again. Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's too. Press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Good night, sweet dreams, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in my other lives. Thank you, guys. Peace.